Meanwhile, the assassination of Charlie Kirk is sending shockwaves through Capitol Hill, with members on both sides of the aisle expressing fear for their own safety. A handful of lawmakers say they are beefing up their own security, moving public events indoors or canceling them altogether. Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York postponed 2 public events in North Carolina, citing outdated security protocols. Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina, who is running for governor, has canceled all outdoor and public events and said she will now carry a firearm at all times. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he's been getting calls from members concerned since the shooting and has assured lawmakers that his office is undertaking a, quote, very thorough review of the existing options and looking into how to enhance security to ensure members' safety. U.S. Capitol Police say it is on track to work through 14,000 threat assessment cases involving members by the end of the year, up from 9,000 last year. Let's go to the host of Way Too Early, MSNBC senior Capitol Hill correspondent Ali Vitale. So, Ali, let's talk a little bit more about the climate on Capitol Hill and what's being done to deal with it, because this is a problem that does not appear to be going away.
A problem that doesn't appear to be going away. And you cited some of the Capitol Police threat numbers that they are dealing with. If you were to plot it out, even before, just over the course of the last 10 years, it's basically a straight upward line of an increase in threats made to members of Congress. Capitol Police has been dealing with this for a while, but of course, you think about, and I was having conversations with members around this earlier this summer when those horrific shootings happened in Minnesota of Democratic lawmakers at the state level there. People were scared then. They are scared now. We had Congressman Jared Moskowitz tell a group of reporters on Capitol Hill yesterday, people are scared to death. I had one Democratic member on my show just this morning, Chris Deluzio of Pennsylvania, who referenced the fact that people are really freaked out. They are anxious. We've seen a range of member reactions from just anger and frustration to people near tears saying that something needs to be done, specifically around their security, but then also in the climate writ large. And so when it comes to security, I think that for people to understand, when you hear Speaker Mike Johnson say that they're doing some kind of expedited, enhanced assessment of what it looks like for members to have security on Capitol Hill, there's basically a certain amount of money that's allotted to each member office for security. The thinking being that if they want to use that money for that, they can, and it's there. But oftentimes for some of these members who are more high profile, they need more than what that number can allow. And in some other places, it's a question of, okay, are they just having it when they're in Washington? Is it more beneficial if they have it when they're at home? So this is something that they're thinking about, not just for lawmakers themselves. And Congressman Deluzio made this point with me this morning. He's not just thinking about his own safety. He's also thinking about the safety of his staff, what happens in campaign offices. So all of this is very much in the ether. It's urgent, it's important, but unfortunately, it's also not new.
Yeah, security concerns obviously very valid at this moment. I'll note Congresswoman Mace not helping matters when she blames Democrats and the media for the assassination of Charlie Kirk, when, of course, we don't even know who the suspect is or what any sort of motive was. Ali, there's certainly other flashpoints, other tension there on the Hill. Talk to us about what we've seen here. The nuclear option has been invoked in terms of the Republicans trying to get through President Trump's judicial nominations and the like. Walk us through what we're seeing there and what's a very tense time.
Yeah, it's actually been a really busy week in Congress, and I think this is once again where it comes into view that there are really powerful political issues that Congress is grappling with, things that do make people have visceral reactions if they are political watchers from either side of the aisle. It's everything from the upcoming government shutdown to, of course, the looming Jeffrey Epstein files and the transparency over that. And then the Senate, just in the last 24 hours, doing a thing where they call it going nuclear, but effectively changing the ways that we confirm batches of nominees for various positions like ambassadorships. Typically, they're confirmed one by one, but in this instance now, they're going to be confirmed in batches. And I think what's important is this just gives more power to the majority party. So in this instance, it's going to be Republicans who have the ability, if they see a nominee in a batch of nominees that's being confirmed or considered on the floor, Republicans can raise concerns or a flag on a nominee, but Democrats will no longer have that ability. And look, the big thing in Congress, whenever you go nuclear, and both Both parties have done this, changing the process at various times for various kinds of nominees. But the thing to remember is the reason that they try not to do this is because the shoe will eventually be on the other partisan foot. And so for now, Republicans making this an easier glide path for them with President Trump's nominations. We know that the president has been frustrated at the pace of things on Capitol Hill when it comes to getting his administration in order. This will ease that. But again, it's a big change that just kind of lessens the bipartisan action in the way that Congress actually functions.
Yeah.